Make some extra cash. Oh no! Oh no, I'm a fool! I'm a fool, guys! Alright guys, welcome back to another episode here. We are in kind of a predicament. We have no money. We have no Monsieur Fogg. And we are hopefully trying to find him. So we have boarded an airship, the Jade Tiger, from Hong Kong to Japan. We'll see what happens. I awoke in a small dark cabin with the familiar hum of an airship motor underneath me. As for my head, it was attached to my body, and that was the best that I could be said of the situation. Where was I? How had I ended up aboard the ship? He's messed up. Is Fogg splits from valet? Is this the end? Oh no. A fragmented series of images sprang into my mind with vivid force. An opium den, Fix's accusation against my master, an opium pipe pressed into my gin-soaked hands, and then only blackness. I resolved to find an answer to the most important question. Where was my master? Just as soon as I could bring myself to uprightness, that was. Ambulation was a task best approached in stages, and I am ashamed to say that I fell at the first hurdle and collapsed back into my hard cot, trembling and incident. Yeah, withdrawal symptoms from opium are no joke. Oh god. Good thing we are far away from Manila. Hopefully. I drew the scratchy blanket against my shoulders and ventured out of my cabin at dawn, having gathered my opium-stewed wits during the night. I spotted a wind-burned member of the crew. The tool belt at her waist hung with rope, bolt cutters, and all manner of strangely shaped tools. Where am I? I asked curiously. She looked me over and then chuckled. Oh, you are our mysterious late arrival. How is your head? Tolerable. She rattled her bolt cutters and winced. Oh yes, you seem perfectly well. Is there an Englishman on board? I demanded. She told me there were plenty, and I endeavored to describe Monsieur Fogg so as to distinguish him from the others. An implacable, eerily calm sort, I hazarded. No, she shook her head, but an Englishman carried you aboard and paid for your berth. He said you were ill, though you were clearly half crazed with opium. She shrugged and added, he had a magnificent mustache. Fix! That blackguard had paid for my ticket from Hong Kong to Yokohama to separate me from my master. Let's talk a little bit. Traveling circus. Okay, I want to go to Pyongyang. We have a strange head. Okay, I don't really know what to do here. We can go to San Francisco, but I don't think we have 2,000 pounds to do that. I mean, we could wait for a bank if we meet up with Fogg. I don't know if that's going to happen. Today I apprehended the cold truth of my situation. I would arrive in Yokohama the following morning without a penny to my name or even a change of clothes and with no notion of my master's whereabouts. I could only rely on myself, for who knew when Monsieur Fogg would find me? He was a very practical sort of gentleman, and could very well choose to pursue the winning of his wager over the searching out of an errant servant. Still, I made full use of that salopard Fix's ticket, and attacked the buffet with the gusto of a man who was not sure where the next meal would come from, for indeed, I was not. Yeah. Gasp. Odessa drinkers supplied by Europeans? How could it be? What scandalous report? We tethered at Yokohama in the early afternoon. I greeted the waterfront apprehensively, my eye passing lightly over the sloped-roofed buildings and carriages and bare cherry trees. I took a deep breath and puffed out my chest. I had been in far worse circumstances than these. Yeah, I mean, we literally almost died, so... with that thought, I stepped foot into Japanese soil. We have to explore here. I mean, we can't purchase a ticket or anything. I joined the circus. It was, in retrospect, the most sensible action I could have taken, given my varied skills at acrobatics and clowning. I had quickly realized that the matter of how to find my master was entirely secondary to the larger question of ready funds. And no one seemed to need a valet, so I became a performer once more. I volunteered myself to, definitely, dress up as a lady while flaunting my mustaches. A most demeaning form of entertainment, but brought up a notch, I felt, by my excellent singing voice and the renditions of classic French ballads with which I kept them entertained. Then, as I blew a final kiss into the crowd, I was struck dumb. Who could be in the audience but my own Monsieur Fogg? I was not ashamed, friends. I ran to my master, who was looking particularly unperturbed by the disturbance I was causing. I was abducted, monsieur, I blurted out of explanation. It is of little consequence, was his only response. Come, we have lodgings to arrange and a journey to continue. Oui, Monsieur Fogg. I agreed, counseling a hasty withdrawal from the ill-tempered glares of the circus performers and audience. That we do. I collected my pay packet and resigned my tenure after a single night. Look at that. One single night. We did it. We have our money. I think we're just gonna sell that. And I think we have to sell that. I don't think we're gonna manage to make it to Pyongyang. That's so unfortunate. Okay, so we can seemingly go to San Francisco. It would spend us all of our money. Next Monday, 17 days. Wow. I think that we're gonna have to go to Honolulu here. I think there must be a way for us to get up to San Francisco from Honolulu. At least I'm hoping. No, because then it gets to Acapulco. I've already gone that route. Okay, I'm literally about to spend all my money, go to San Francisco, and then we'll just go to a bank, right? We can do that. So let's do that. Let's just wait it out. Let's go to the bank. It opens Monday. Okay. So we'll go to the hotel. We will polish some shoes, make a little bit extra cash. When does it leave? No, when does this leave? 3 days. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing. We are going to America. It might be worth it to pick up cowboy boots. Let's do that, actually. I shouldn't have done that. Guys, I messed up. Guys, I really messed up. Oh, guys. I really messed up here. Trade? Back? Okay, we're good. Yeah, we can't get those. That was close, guys. I literally almost blew it completely. So yeah, we'll just kind of camp out here. Again, try and make some extra cash. No. Just kind of check each day. San Francisco sell for a profit in Chicago. Interesting. When does this leave? I thought this would have left yet. Tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow. One more day. Let's go to the hotel. Sleep it off. Make some extra cash. Oh no! Oh no, I'm a fool! I'm a fool, guys! Oh my god, I can't believe we just did that. You're staying in hotels the entire time. Am I literally about to sell everything? That's not enough! I literally have nothing. I am so mad at myself right now. I can't believe we did that. We should have just camped it out. Oh, I'm so mad. Okay, well, I'm gonna buy this amethyst, and I'm buying those. Ah, my god. Can't believe we did that. Yep, we're up. I'm real mad at myself, guys. We wasted a lot of time. And that is gonna hurt. Oh my god. That really hurts. I'm dumb, guys. Well, that's part of the adventure. You just gotta do it on the fly. You gotta do it live. We'll figure this out. Okay. So the Nolani was a new concept, we were told. A hover barge making the long distance journey from Yokohama to Honolulu in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I had not realized it was an experiment when buying tickets and attempted to balk, but of course Monsieur Fogg was not one for the changing of hearts, and therefore insisted upon going aboard. It seemed a journey of bad omen, certainly. As we were loading our case aboard, a shadowy figure approached me on the dock and pressed a monkey wrench into my hands. "What is this for?" I demanded. "Monsieur, if you are traveling aboard that craft," the figure said roughly, "you will require this. Trust me." And without another word, they were gone. Yeah, let's not... I mentioned no word of this to Monsieur Fogg. He would have found the event most uninteresting anyway. Then we boarded. We and the other passengers on this inaugural crossing must have looked pale and uneasy as we set off. Even the captain was sweating. No doubt the heat was to blame. Besides, standing next to Captain was our very own artificer, so what could possibly go wrong? And indeed, when disaster struck, its nature took us all quite by surprise. Here we go, maiden voyage. Here we go, baby. Let's do it. The first day aboard was blissfully quiet. The ship buckled along across the waves, and I stayed down below with my master, ensuring he was comfortable. In the evening, I sat with one General Peters, a retired army sort from India, who regaled me with the stories of his antics as a young captain on the northeast frontier. Evening came with no sign of the artificer or the captain. Perhaps they were busy ensuring we stayed upright in the water. I would hope so. That would be, yeah. So let's talk. Acapulco. The 6 of 1 from Ponta Delgada to London. Interesting. Via Washington. Perhaps we can maybe figure it out. How about Quebec City? Via Atlanta. Okay. And then, interesting. Okay, all good information. You noticed the trouble when my bread roll slid from the side of my plate and rolled against the side of the craft, quickly followed by another passenger's wine glass. I went to retrieve my bread and tumbled, feeling suddenly giddy. The entire ship was listing to the left. A moment later, a strange noise began to issue from the engines below. It sounded somewhat like a scream. The only other person in the dining car was the retired detective, Monsieur Jaffer. He gripped me onto the table edge with whitened knuckles. "Monsieur, what is going on?" I demanded, but my master merely twitched his brow. The shrieking noise from the engine stopped, but the boat did not right itself. "Passepartout, perhaps it would be useful to ascertain the cause of this misalignment," the master suggested. "Yes, monsieur," I replied. I headed from the dining car to the engine room to find our artificer. Negotiating the corridors was a difficult proposition due to our stubborn tilt, but we were, as I could sense, slowly moving back to upright once more. Perhaps we were not about to sink after all. Suddenly, a woman leapt into my path. I recognized her as a fellow passenger, a gold prospector by the name of Mademoiselle Carlotta. "Passepartout," she hissed. "Mademoiselle, what is the matter?" I demanded. "I have just come from the engine room," she replied, her expression aghast. And Passepartout." She stumbled, her voice a tremor. "Mademoiselle, tell me, please." "It is Madame Chou, our artificer. Passepartout, she is dead." I hurried to the boiler room, and it was true. Chou was not only dead. The circumstances told a clear story. She had been murdered. Oh, a murder mystery. I love it. It was Mr. Fogg with the monkey wrench in the boiler room. Clearly, that's the answer right there. We solved it. Good job, guys. Handshakes all around. The weapon lay close by. From the doorway, Mademoiselle Carlotta breathed. "That monkey wrench, Passepartout. It is yours, right?" I looked down at it. Funny, at first I had not recognized it because of the blood pooling around it. "It is," I confirmed, my voice shaky and hollow. Mademoiselle Carlotta took a step away, and then quite suddenly fled from my room. I was left with body and weapon and terrible anticipation of what would happen next. Yeah, I love murder mysteries, so this is gonna be great. The next day, the investigation, such as it was, began in earnest. The captain demanded to talk to everyone, but of course everyone had an alibi. There was no doubt the culprit was still aboard, but there was no clues to suggest who it might be. But the weapon, that belonged to us and had been spirited out of our own locked cabin. "That," the captain huffed, "is the only piece of true evidence we have, Passepartout. Monsieur Jaffer says that based on the corpse's temperature, he estimated death occurred 2 hours before she was found. Where were you and your master at the time of the crime?" I told the truth. "I was taking a turn on deck, alone. My master, I believe, was in the drawing room." "Also alone," Monsieur Fogg put it in helpfully. The captain nodded. "It does not look good, gentlemen." "We are quite innocent," I protested. "I believe you," the captain replied, "which leaves me at a loss what to do." "The course is simple," Monsieur Fogg said directly. "We are in the ocean. There is nowhere for us to run, therefore no one need to imprison us. Here's our offer. Let us discover the true culprit by the time we reach port, or you may arrest us for the crime." I could have throttled him. He gambled now, not with his fortune, but with our very liberty, and most likely with our necks. The captain nodded. "Very well. You have until we dock." Once he was gone, Monsieur Fogg turned to me. "Passepartout, our situation is desperate. We must uncover the truth." "How am I to do that?" I demanded. "I suggest you ask people things," Monsieur Fogg replied, "and see what occurs." There was only a few days remaining. I drew up a list of suspects and got to work. There was no time to lose. Alright, that is going to end it there for us, I think. We will continue on with this murder mystery at sea aboard the experimental hovercraft. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in so far. This adventure did not work out as planned so far. I really would have loved to go into San Francisco. I hopefully will be able to make it up there another way. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys.